Hi guys, and welcome back to Factorio Vanilla. This is episode 24. So between episodes I've done what I said, I've cleared up a couple of things. And what were we going to do? Today we were going to automate the production of Roboports, so we could start to actually use logistics robots throughout the factory. And we were also going to make and start using personal Roboports, because they would help us just to actually get the basic things done. So you can see we've already got everything we need for a personal Roboport. That's brilliant. Let's do that one now. We're going to want some power supply to actually power the items in our suit. So we're going to have to run down to the end of the factory to find those things. We need 100 processing units and 30 alien artifacts. We've got the alien artifacts already, and we should have enough processing units by now as well. So if I just run over here, and looks like there's probably going to be enough over on this belt, so let's just grab all this stuff. $158, yep, we got plenty. So that's fine. Give that a few seconds to make. Now, how would you put items into your power armour? Well, as it says on the screen, you right mouse button it to open, and then you've got your grid of what you can put in there. So this takes up a fair size. There you go, that can go in there. And we also got a personal Roboport, so we can now start to use our construction robots wherever they are by there, and they will now construct things for us if we tell them where to place them. So a good many episodes ago now I told you about putting down blueprints for things and using the planner. So if we grab, what can we grab? Grab an assembly machine, and if I put it down normally, it goes down. That's easy. If I press shift and place it down somewhere, like over here, I've placed down a ghost image for it. Now, when I get close enough, a robot will pop out and create the item. There you go. So we can use that now to start making all the bits and pieces we need. So what do we need in order to make Roboports? We need steel, iron gears and advanced circuits. We've got plenty of steel, we've got advanced circuits. One of the other things I did between episodes, by the way, is I went in and hooked this line up, so this is now producing correctly. But we've got steel somewhere. Where's it gone? There's our steel. We've got red circuits, and we can make iron gears from our iron, which I'll get this stuff out of the way fairly soon, but for now we can just forget that's there. And I think that this is a reasonable place to put it down, because we're not going to make, well, we're not going to need too much space for them. So one assembly machine to make the gears, or actually it takes 45 to make it, doesn't it? Yes. So we'd be waiting 18 seconds for each one. Let's put down 2. Let's just check that. Yeah, take half a second each, so to make 45 of them would actually take 20 odd seconds. So if we put down 2 of these, we should then be able to keep up with everything that's needed for this. So I think we have those 2 there, and then we can have our assembler for the Roboports there. So this one will make Roboports, this will make gears, and this will also make gears, and I need to put some lights down as well so you guys will be able to see what's going on in a moment. So let's see. Input. Input for these. And how much of what else do we need? We need 45 steel plates and 45 advanced circuits. So that's actually a fair number. I think it might be worth bringing these in on 2 different lines. We've got the space to do it, so let's do something like that, and we will have so we'll have our red circuits coming up here, and obviously we want our blue circuits not to get confused in the mix, so let's take that out and bring that over here. put a splitter down, and then our steel can come under this belt and our red circuits can pass there. So just extend all these lines out for a little bit. And we're going to want to stop that one there so we can put the splitter in. Run this back there, that's brilliant. And then we want to put in our splitter and our underground belt just to actually hook that up. So the last thing we need to do now is bring our iron in here, and our iron can be our cogs can be output by there. Now again, because we've got 45 of them, let's put it in like that. So we're going to need a long hand inserter still there and there, and we need some power as well. So that will cover the top half, that will cover the bottom half, and might put another light in here just in case. So the last thing we need to do then is run our iron under the belts over here. Now that will get in the way with that light, but that light is actually from a copper patch which has been long depleted, so we can actually remove all of these for the time being. Now, I'm not really happy with the placement of that brick at the moment, and what I might do is, once this is gone fairly soon, I'll actually run the brick down as a second line underneath the iron. But that can stay there just for now because it's not really in the way at the moment. So if we imagine this is going to be gone, I will hook it up properly in a moment. Because it is almost gone. We've got 1,000 there, 2,500 to go here, so that will take a little while longer, but we don't really have enough inventory space to take care of it for now. But we will take care of that fairly soon, and let's just hook up this green line as well. We are running really low on greens, so that's something I want to expand next, but let's get this sorted first. There you go. So that's actually now all in place, and we need an output chest for this, which let's grab. Actually, now that we're starting to use logistics, let's put a logistic chest in place, because that way we can actually have our robots start to place down the logistics things for us to actually get everything up and running with logistics. So we're going to need a little bit more power just by there, and I think we will cap this to 1 stack because that's all we're likely to want to keep in storage. So what can I do about this? Well, we can get rid of that. Get rid of those. And at this point we can get rid of that one as well. So that will allow us to bridge past here. And that's only a temporary thing, so I'll clean it up later. But let's just flip that around so we can actually still empty this out as well. We no longer need that one or this one, and we no longer need that. How full is this? Oh, we can pick that up, that's fine. So yeah, they can just keep going for now. But we've now got our iron feeding in. Why is it only feeding on one side? Oh, it obviously just took a while to load up. But that's fine, so that's feeding in. We're putting our gears in, which any moment now that's going to turn out our first Roboport. So I think now we can start doing... We need one Roboport in our hand before we actually put down a ghost image. But we can now start to actually put down ghost images of the Roboports and then have the robot network build itself. Although to do that, I'm going to have to unequip this first of all, because otherwise my robots will try and place the Roboport, and that will stop me from actually being able to place any more of the ghost images. So, if you can see the orange box, that orange box is the range in which logistics robots can operate, and the big green box around it is the range in which building robots can operate. So, you can link these up then so that you form a network of Roboports, and robots can go between them and they can grab things from different areas. So that's not a bad place to put it at the moment because there's nothing really in the way there. So I'll shift click to place it down. Now, one thing I am noticing is that you can't actually line up where things want to go, so that's not actually worked out quite as well as I'd hoped. But okay. Let's put our Roboport back in here. And you can see straight away they've gone out to build it. So let's give it some power. It's got power already, brilliant. We've got another 4 in that time. Actually, I think these only stack to 10, so let's give it 5 stacks rather than just the 1. So we do want a fair number of these to cover everything in the base. So I want to stretch this out as far as possible so we don't really waste any space. I know that's not the most efficient thing for big networks, but for a starting network, it's probably a good way to put it down. So can you see the yellow line bar there? That shows that the two would actually be connected in terms of logistics robots, which is good, that's what we want. So it's unfortunate it's in the middle of a iron deposit, but I think for now, just for ease of use, I will do it that way, and later on again. Lots of things get changed later on in Factorio, but that can go there. Now actually, this is a downside to the way that I've produced this, because Roboports are 4x4 large, which means they actually get right in the middle of the way. So what I think I'm going to do, because I've now got access to a couple of other things I've not shown you yet. I've got access to blueprints, I've got access to the deconstruction planner. So I'm going to use the deconstruction planner to tell my robots to remove that space there. I know it doesn't look too efficient at this point, but that's because we've forgotten to do something fairly important. We haven't researched any robot speed. So this is one of the longest things in the game, I think. Well, the speed is only up to 5. I thought they were longer than that. But anyway, that can go up to 5. And get that going. And what that does, it means that the robots will actually run faster and faster. So if we take this out on both sides, it would actually be quicker at this point to actually do it myself, but I want to show off how it works. But then when it's done, we are going to, if I can find some underground belt. Part of the reason it's so slow is they've got to pick up each of the copper plates as well before they can actually pick up the belt underneath. But put this down. And then we're going to put our Roboport in the middle. And we'll give it some power as well. So what we can now do is we can take a blueprint of all this, save it as a blueprint, and we can now actually run our... Thank you, technology. Let's grab the second level of this then. But we can now actually run our robot network right down the middle of our main bus. So that's actually going to get really in the way there, so let's make it one different. So normally I couldn't place this. I'm left clicking at the moment and nothing's happening. But if I use shift and place it, it will actually take out anything that's already there. No, I've misunderstood that one. I thought it would delete anything that was already there and then replace it. It doesn't, so I'm going to have to manually deconstruct this bit. Now, one thing I could do that would speed this up would be I could build some more Roboports, because the number of Roboports you've got determines how many robots you can actually control at once from your armour. So if I right click on this, so at the moment you can see that Roboports, I can control 10 robots and charge 2 at any given time, and I've got a 30 by 30 area that I can work with. If I add the second personal Roboport in here, wherever that's gone, where has that gone? Oh, it's still being made. Give that a few more seconds. So if I now add this in here as well, you'll see that I can now control 20 robots at a time, charge 4 at a time, and the area that I can work with is actually now bigger than it used to be. So that means that I can put things down and take things apart much quicker. So if I put this down now, and you can see that I'm almost in range at this point of this one down here. And once I do that, interesting things will start to happen through the network. So I think that this would be a good place to put it. And that means taking out... Thank you, Ken Technology. Now I can't go onto that one yet because that requires purple science packs, which although we've got some alien goo, we can't actually turn it into the purple science packs yet, because we don't have the right technology for it, and we need this one for that. So what do we need in order to actually get alien technology? Well, we need alien technology itself, that makes sense. We need rocketry, and we need explosives. Now I've not bothered too much with these so far, but let's go for these now, and then we can start the final section of the game, which will be moving towards rockets. So let's grab explosives, that will only take a few seconds. Pop that back in here for now, while I just shift this along slightly. And the reason for this is just to try and empty out some of these that have been there for a long, long time. But where were we? We were putting our Roboport down, weren't we? So that can go into this space bar there. Give it some power. And do we have any lights? Yes. So you can see that this one is now connected to this Roboport down here. And this Roboport has a whole load of robots in there. So this Roboport, if I decided now that I wanted to ferry objects from one side of the factory to the other, I could do so because there's a continuous chain of Roboports which will all link up right the way through. So we wanted alien technology, which means we need rockets first, and rockets are ready to research, so let's go for those. So yeah, so this one is not connected. Why is that not connected? I've probably put it a little bit too far away. And you have to excuse me for a second, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got something exploding at this end of the base. Let's see who it is and what we've got. Well, that wasn't too smart. I forgot I had a flamer on. I've just set fire to something. And that's another thing that robots will do, that if something gets destroyed within the range of construction robots, and it has the bits it needs to replace it, it will put things back down to replace them. Which has actually opened up a whole new icon on the map. So you can see by there it's saying that something needs robots. That's fine, we can come back to that. And I hadn't known about that base before, so we'll have to take care of them in a moment. But you can also see that it's saying that there's something over here that needs repairing. So we could give our robots repair packs, in which case they would actually go out and repair things. So if we make a repair pack now, and just as we do, some technology finishes again. So let's grab alien technology while we're waiting for it. So you can see that our robots are now repairing that while we wait. So that's great. So, I wasn't aware of these guys. We've got some fairly good armour at this point. We could do some shields, but we don't have... Oh, actually all we need is steel for those. So actually we could build some shields. And we probably want more batteries or something. What are we lacking? Yeah, it is batteries. But we can build some shields for now. Or sorry, build some batteries for now. And build a couple of shields as well. So, in the meantime, do we want to run in and just try and set fire to them? We could do. Do we have any turrets? No, because we're lacking batteries, because we've just told to make the batteries. So let's cancel those out for a second. And we need green circuits instead. I think we should actually get laser turrets automated fairly soon, because we are getting to the point now where we need better defences, and I don't want to keep handcrafting them because they are something we're going to need a lot of. But we've now got some energy shields, so we can pop them into our power suit. And you can see this purple line, so normally if we get hurt, we've got a green line that goes down. Now that we've got shields, we've got a purple line as well, so when the purple line reaches the bottom, then we'll start to get hurt. So let's put these... There seems reasonable, and give it some power as well. And in a second when the other one's finished, we can pop that down as well. Because we've been fairly lucky so far, we've not actually had too many large-scale biter incursions. But as our pollution is starting to increase, and we are starting to have more bases come under our range, we will take more and more attacks from them. We're quite lucky that things like that haven't really come in range yet. And that's not going to be fun to deal with. But I think we could probably get away with clearing this base quickly, and then we'll call the episode to an end. So let's run in, and hopefully... Yes, we are a little bit more durable now than we used to be. So, in past episodes when you've seen me do that, I've been quite concerned that we just wouldn't survive the number of biters coming out, but this time it's actually quite a trivial matter to take the biters out and wipe their base out as well. So, grab this goo, and then I think that's not a bad place to wrap up the episode. So this has been Factorio Vanilla, and I will see you next time.